Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor of New York City, the Honorable Rudolph Giuliani. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions you've probably heard already, but I want to ask them for me and for everybody else on the show. First of all, you look great. Are you feeling all right?
I feel pretty good. I can't quite figure out why, but I do.
And you know, before the attack, there was concern about your health problems, and that situation is under control?
Yep, it's under control. Yeah. I finished all the radiation in January. I feel good.
And if you don't mind, again, can you just tell me how your September 11th began?
It began with a breakfast at the Peninsula Hotel, and then at about 8:55, I was notified that a plane, and the original notification was a twin-engine plane, had struck one of the towers of the World Trade Center, and that there was a fire at the World Trade Center. It didn't sound like what it turned out to be. I mean, it sounded like something serious, but not a terrorist attack, So I rushed down there, and as I was going downtown, the Peninsula Hotel is Midtown, I was heading downtown, and we began to get the reports. It started to sound worse and worse. When I got to St. Vincent's Hospital, I could see the doctors out on the street and the nurses, and they already had stretchers out. And I realized they must be getting ready for something very big. And then at that point, we saw a big flash of light, and that's when the second plane hit. And once the second plane hit, we knew obviously it was a terrorist attack. And since then, my life hasn't been the same, and neither has anyone else's. But
you had a very, very close call yourself. You were trapped for a time.
We're very fortunate. Myself, the police commissioner, the fire commissioner, 3 of my 4 deputy mayors, communications director. We were all in an office that had been taken over as a command post, 75 Barclay Street, when one of the towers came down. And it started hitting our building. And then we tried to get out 3 different exits, couldn't get out, and finally got out one exit, and were able to, we were about 2 blocks away when the second tower came down, and we were able to escape that as well. But in the course of it, we lost some of the people that I've worked with, known for many, many years. So and we're still, my administrative assistant's husband is missing, and I mean there are a number of people I know very well that we lost.
One of the infinite stories about courage is the number of firefighters who were lost.
Well,
it's hard to imagine.
Right when I got there, we went over to West Street where the fire department command post was. It was being commanded by the number 2 and number 3 people in the fire department, and the fire commissioner was off at the rescue at that time. Then he joined me, and both of those men, Peter Gansey and Bill Feehan, died, and we saw them maybe 20, 30 minutes before they died. And Father Michael Judge, who was a very, very close friend of mine, I passed, shook hands with him, said, "God bless you," and he died while giving the last rites to someone. So it's a horrendous experience. I mean, I guess I knew it was really terrible when I looked up at 104, 104th floor of the tower, and I saw a man jumping out of the window. And once you see that, you realize how horrible this is. And then ultimately, when you look back on it, you just say, God decided who was going to make it and who wasn't. And I mean, the numbers are staggering. It's impossible to really even comprehend. I think it's going to take years to comprehend the amount of damage that was done to human life with this one attack.
Now, when something like this happens, and nothing like this has ever happened, so it makes it doubly impossible, how do you know what to do when you go down there and you're just thrust into the center of mayhem and chaos? As an administrator, as the man running the city, even at that moment, how do you know what to do? What do you do? Other than help as best you can at the site, what are your responsibilities?
You kind of invent it, I guess, as you go along. And the one benefit New York City has, not just me, but thousands and thousands, we go through emergencies every day. Obviously, much smaller emergencies than this one. So we have a pattern that we follow. Basically, what I was trying to do was to set up a command post where we could communicate, so that I could get the police commissioner, the fire commissioner, myself, and the head of emergency management, so that I could get us on television, on the radio, to tell people what to do, to give them some advice, to explain to them that they should get in the stairways, they should get away from the building, where they can go for help. We have a whole drill. We've gone through this drill maybe, we've gone through the drill probably 4 or 5 times to how to react to a terrorist incident. And we've gone through other emergencies, numerous times. So we were following a pattern that we had set up for other emergencies and for the drills that we've done for terrorist attack, biochemical warfare. The only thing, and as we were going through them, I kept saying to myself, this isn't a drill.
Right.
I mean, this is for real.
After the first sign of the first plane going into the tower, how long do you think it took before the situation was assessed accurately and an orderly pursuit of the problem was underway?
From the very first moment, the fire department and the police department did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
They didn't know what they were dealing with, but they did what they were supposed to do, which was to evacuate people from the building in an orderly way. And this part of it, I don't think has been focused on enough. 25,000 to 30,000 people were saved. If they had not known what to do and taken advantage of every second that they were given, and they didn't know how much time they had. I mean, they didn't know if it was going to be 20 minutes or it was going to be an hour, it was going to be an hour and 10 minutes, but they very wisely took advantage of all that time. When the first plane hit, those buildings had somewhere between 25 and 30,000 people in them. We have 6,000 people missing, somewhat over 6,000 people missing. So they saved more lives than I think in any rescue mission ever. And to the families of the firefighters and police officers and rescue workers, and I mean, there are thousands and thousands of families in America now in their debt for having carried it out that way.
Yeah. It's admirable that nearly from the first minute there was some order to rescue and save people in place and functioning.
I watched it from about, I guess I must have gotten there at about, I'm going to say about 9:10, 9:12, something like that. So I watched most of the effort. And the thing that I come away with, aside from the scenes of horror that remain in your mind, is the way people acted. They evacuated. They evacuated quickly. They ran when they had to, but they didn't trample each other. They didn't. Some of the worst things that people imagine would happen in a situation like that did not happen. They were dignified and they were brave. And I think that's a wonderful tribute to them. An absolutely wonderful tribute to them.
Speaking of brave, you were at it. Sure. You were out at Shea Stadium. That shows courage on your part.
Well, we're all unified as Americans.
What was that evening like?
It was very strange for me. I'm a Yankee fan. Did you know that? I'm a Yankee fan. And so usually when I go to Shea Stadium, which I go to Shea Stadium because I enjoy baseball. I root for the Mets in the National League, although Met fans don't believe this, but I do. I root for them in the National League. I showed up at Shea Stadium, and I'm used to what happens. I went to all the playoff games last year and the World Series games, and I mean, usually I get, booed, and they yell at me, "Go back to the Bronx, you bum!
Yeah.
Go back to the Bronx, you bum! Get out of here!" So, when I got to Shea Stadium on Friday night, I wanted to go to thank the Mets because I thought they did one of the most beautiful things, and that is to put on the caps of the New York Fire Department, the Port Authority, the Police Department.
Very nice.
Put it on their heads and play with it. So I went there to thank them. I shook hands with all of the Met players. And then I came out on the field, and I got just a tremendous amount of applause. And I leaned over, and I said to Peter Vallone, who was with me, I said, Peter, I'll know things get back to normal when they start booing me again.
Absolutely.
This is not normal.
And it turned out to be quite a game as well, didn't it?
It was a great game.
Yeah. We'll be right back here with Mayor Giuliani.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it on Switchboard.com, the free online yellow pages with businesses, people, and products nationwide, plus maps and directions to help you get there. Switchboard.com. It's the yellow pages electrified.
It's Applebee's Fiesta del Grill. Lose yourself in our one and only lime marinated chicken. Or for a limited time, the sizzling Southwest steak skillet. Only at Applebee's. Who's grilling America's favorite sirloin steaks? Well, sink your teeth into our perfectly seasoned house sirloin and you'll know. It's got to be Applebee's. Eatin' good, eatin' good.
Every turn in the road and change in the weather could be the difference between arriving first and dead last.
It's gonna cost us 12 damn hours.
All new Amazing Race, CBS Wednesday.
The CR-V from Honda. It'll take you to the mountains. It'll take you to the beaches. It'll take you to the desert. It'll take you just about anywhere. But it won't take you to the cleaners. The CR-V from Honda. While supplies last, get special APR financing as low as 3.9% for 36 months on 2001 CR-Vs.
My baby is American made, born and bred in the USA.
When you're ready for a real candy bar, nothing works like the nutty, chewy taste of a Baby Ruth from Nestle.
Most people see a lowly rodent. Seed eaters see a role model.
A Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Smart designs that maximize room, comfort, and ride. Now with low 0.9 financing on Dodge Stratus, Intrepid, and Neon, or $1,500 cash allowance. See, compare, ride, Dodge during the Team Dodge sales event.
Thank you very much. From very early on, you heard people discussing what will eventually become of the site of the Twin Towers. What have you thought about that? Whose jurisdiction is it? Who makes that decision?
I've thought about it. The state and the city of New York will have to make that decision. Governor Pataki and I will appoint a commission to study various recommendations, because a lot of people should really be heard from. But obviously, one of the things that's really important is the right kind of memorial. And then beyond that, you can figure out what kind of economic development should take place. But the most important thing is really a memorial. And you probably need some time to get away from the event to really figure out what's the best thing to do. And the families of the people who were lost there should have a lot to say about it.
Yeah. How was the event in Yankee Stadium yesterday?
It was beautiful. Yeah. It was really absolutely beautiful. It was a very, very, I think, very, very beautiful and dramatic representation of how I mean, these terrorists, cowardly terrorists, tried to separate us, tried to frighten us, and what they achieved in doing is unifying America more than it's ever been unified before.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I mean, personally, the way I kind of look at it, not that it matters, not that anyone cares, but it seems like now we have a national project, we have a collective project, and we really haven't had one of those, in a long, long time. We got one now. It's a big project, and it's going to last a long time, but I think we can prevail. I think we can be successful in pulling it off. That's the attitude.
I believe we can. The President Bush is determined. I think he's determined that we have to end terrorism.
Right.
That the reality is we see what they can do to us if we don't end their ability to do it.
That's right.
And I've taken the President of France over the site. I've taken numerous other people, and I keep making the point that this can happen anywhere in the United States or in the world, and therefore our goal has to be to end terrorism. And then the next goal that we have, and this is why I'm so happy that you came back to work and you're back tonight, people have to go back to normal. They have to not be afraid.
Right. Well, you're the reason that we came back last week. And you're doing a great job. I was talking to friends who went to the theater over the weekend, and they said that the crowds are back, and they thought that they'd get great seats. Well, no, people are still packing in the theaters now, and it's all because of you.
And you got to come to New York and visit. And I spent some money. How about that? Okay? Spent some money. We need you to come back. There are a lot of plays to go to, a lot of restaurants to go to. We're going to have the playoffs and World Series here. I'm sure of it. We do every year.
And I don't want to point out, I don't want to blow my own horn, but we have dropped our ticket prices here, too. So they're not...
But I believe it's particularly important for the children to be told not to be afraid, that everything is being done to maintain security that you can in a free society, and more at this point. And there are some things that are just beyond all of our control. I think I learned that throughout this incident, that myself and my staff and everybody else lived through. The determination of how that building fell and who was going to live, who was going to die, and who was going to be injured was beyond our control. You just had to make the most intelligent decisions you could make about trying to save as many people as possible. Yeah. And that's the way life is, and we should go ahead and now live it.
What was your, I saw you in Congress for the presidential speech Thursday night. How did you feel about that?
I don't think I've ever sat through a speech that I thought was more unifying, more dramatic, better presented. And I thought President Bush, in addition to rallying America, which he did, I thought he explained the nature of terrorism. I thought it was an instructional speech. I mean, it gave you a sense of what you have to deal with and how we have to be ready, and how we have to be ready to be consistent about this and not just do it for a little while.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and I felt much, much better about what the future would be in this country after that Thursday night.
And that also demonstrated the unity of America. I mean, you have Democrats, Republicans, people, all different ideologies. They probably we still have our differences about other things, but on this issue, everybody is united behind the president.
Do you have any understanding about the human mechanism or how it was bent that caused this?
No, I've raised this question with so many people in the government, psychologists, psychiatrists, others that I've been able to talk to. I think we have a very hard time comprehending how so many human beings could dream up a plot like this, stay with it for a long, long period of time, appear to be intelligent human beings, because you couldn't have done this without having intellect, and still be so warped, so hateful, so inhumane to be able to carry it out. I mean, I think we have a hard time as Americans confronting that, because we can deal with the individual instances. We've had assassinations with an individual who was violent or insane, but to have a whole group that could coordinate something like this gives you a sense of how dangerous what we're facing is and why we have to eliminate it.
But you are confident that we will prevail, aren't you?
Absolutely. I have no doubt about it. I mean, I have no doubt about it. No. This is the other thing that I think it demonstrated to me is something I wasn't sure of. I wasn't sure, I don't think any of us were sure, how strong, how tough, and how resilient this generation of Americans is. You know, we know about the generation that fought the Second World War, and we know about
We haven't really been tested.
Yeah.
It hasn't been called for.
You watch people. I watched how people reacted to this and how they're dealing with it and how these are extraordinarily strong people. I mean, Americans have been tested now, and I think the response to the test is going to be a very unified country.
I agree with that.
And a response that makes sure that we prevail.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like you to be here every night. Is that possible? Could you fit 12 minutes?
In spirit.
Now,
you know, I think that you have, throughout the years, done a remarkable job of promoting New York and helping us bring people to the city of New York. I do.
I don't know. Now,
and I'll say one other thing, because I know you don't want to hear it, but what you did last week in coming back and the way you spoke to people helped to restore confidence.
Yeah, but that was all you. That was all you. I'm telling you, that was all you. And now, of course, they talk about, well, maybe the mayor can or will or have somebody extend his term. They talk about maybe he will, rules be changed so he can run again. Well, in your heart, in a quiet moment, God knows you probably don't have many quiet moments, but have you been inspired or motivated? Or have you had an idea coalesce about your future with the city?
I haven't. I really haven't. I haven't had the time. Haven't had the time to sit down and think about it, talk to people, figure out what the right thing to do is. I'll probably do that in the next few days, but I haven't really had the time to do that.
I know politics now just seems frivolous.
It doesn't. Every time. I mean, a couple of days ago, about 2 days ago, I said, well, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to think about it, then the minute I do, I realized this morning that we weren't going to enough funerals. That we were burying...
What a realization that is.
We're burying firefighters, and as the mayor of New York City up until now, I've been at every single funeral of every single firefighter, police officer, their correction officer, sanitation worker, the uniformed people of New York City. And we have so many now going on in one day, and we have an emergency to deal with at the same time. That so I tried to work out a system so that we could get people to all of them, and I'm going to try to go to more of them.
You know, that comes to you is remarkable, and that's all one needs to know about your character. Are any of these things that people talk about legislatively viable? The term extension, running again for another term, is any of that possible? Can it be done? I mean,
it can be done, but I mean it's really a question of whether it should be, and you know I have to really think about that, and other people have to really decide that.
Yeah, I just can't. I mean, I hate the fact that we had to go through this, but I can't imagine having gone through it with anybody else. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. But the credit goes... I got to say one thing. Just have to say one thing. What is it? I would feel very guilty if I walked out of here and you thought this applause was just for me. It isn't. I have unbelievable commissioners. I mean, the police commissioner, the fire commissioner, Tom Von Essen, police commissioner Bernard Carrick, the head of emergency management, Richie Shearer, my deputy mayors. I mean, we all survived together, so we got even closer.
Right.
And the reality is I have thousands and thousands and thousands of police officers, firefighters, emergency workers, EMS workers, court officers. I mean, I'm kind of like resting on their shoulders, and I help to support them, but they help to support me, and they deserve your applause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's true.
It's a great team, but you're the coach.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for the time here tonight.
Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Miss America.
You are no longer soldiers.
Go in the hole!